So, step 2, well, let's go back to step 1. At the bottom, we're taking off the dust cover. And step 2, we're just
Marking the fabric.
Yes, and then we're going to remove the fabric, right? So we've already taken the staples out. So we're just going to remove the fabric from the seat. And this is going to happen, and this happens to me a lot, and I get frustrated because after taking out 500 staples, you get to the point where you want to take the fabric off and it won't come off. And then you get so frustrated, and then you say, what the heck? Like, where's that staple at? And that staple will be hidden right behind something, right? So, let's flip this chair over, and we are going to take this tool, tack puller, and because it has a flat, is it a tongue or a flat top to it, it's easy to put it through the crease of the back. So we're going to show you how you get this nice cool crease in the back of your chairs. So you just take this little tool and you start from the bottom and you just pull up, and what you will find magically, a metal strip. Yes, a metal strip, and we're going to pull it. And you have to be very careful with this because this metal strip has, what do you call these things?
Those.
Help me out, Mariah.
Okay.
Whatever they are, they hurt.
Like big old tacks.
Tacks. They could be considered tacks, yes. But it's called a metal strip tack.
Oh, those things.
And they are very sharp, as you can see. So this one comes out, and sometimes you have to repair them like so and bring it back up so you can use it again. All right, so this is one.
Like recycling.
Recycle, I love the word. Recycle, that's what we're doing. We're recycling.
For the cactus.
All right,
Bad ones are bad.
go to the other side, and we're gonna take this one out. So let me come this way. And another thing with upholstering furniture, position yourself in a way that's comfortable for you, because it can really put pressure on your body, or your back, on your legs. So just make sure that you're in a comfortable position, because upholstery can be kind of tedious work. It really can. And it can put a lot of strain, again, on your lower back, on your legs, on your arms, and your wrists. So making sure that you have the proper technique when it comes to taking your chair loose, right?
That always happens to me when I pull the things out.
Yes, the staples.
Yeah, the staples out
Mhm.
with this thing.
And here's another one. Here we go. So we're gonna put this to the side. So here you have the back part. Here you go. Here you have the back part. So we're just gonna, again, just continue the process and remove the staples. It's really interesting because I've always been asked, how do you do it so quickly? It's a lot of people have a really hard time using a tool and taking the staples out. And it just came very natural for me. My grandmother Teena's legacy is in honor of my grandma. She was a self-taught seamstress and interior designer. And like I said at the beginning, she was raised in Arkansas. Her mother transitioned when she was 3 years old. So she was raised by her aunts, her two aunts, Aunt Johnny and Aunt Lola. And they were the sewers they loved to sew in the community. They loved to farm. They did pick cotton during those times, but upholstery, sewing was a trade that they literally used to survive, or even to dress themselves. So they had to make their own clothes. And the interesting part about it is that they hand sewed everything, so they didn't have a sewing machine. So just imagine hand sewing like this, this whole outfit or this dress. So what they would do in that community that they was in, the women would come together and they will get in this circle, and then they would sew, and they would sew clothes for their children, they would sew clothes for them, what they would call their Sunday best, right? And my grandmother twin brother, he was also an upholsterer. So she had a business out of her garage, and he had his upholstery business out of his garage. He transitioned a year after his twin sister, my grandmother, and he had 12 children. So he supported all of his children with his upholstery business. So he was awesome, right? So I was told that our ancestors just came on the boat to the States with this already in their spirit.
Got it, honest.
Yes. So I'm going to tell you this story why I'm doing this. It was just one day, my grandmother's already transitioned. And I'm from Chicago, Illinois. And in Chicago, we have like these alleys. And in the alley, there was this Chase Lounge in the alley. I could not stand dumpster diving. My grandmother used to make us dumpster dive when I was younger. So embarrassing. It was just one day. One day there was this dresser out there on the street, and she made me and my brother go and get that dresser in front of our friends. And we just toting that dresser, right? And we're crying and toting and crying and toting. They're laughing at us, right? And it was just so amazing. Like a week later, and she got it from me, and I didn't even know it. So it was a brown, ugly one too. So a week later, in my room was the same dresser. She sanded it down, she painted it, she blinged it out. And bling wasn't even back, in back then. And she blinged it out, and it was so beautiful, so beautiful. I was too young to appreciate that until I got older. So about 15 years later, she's transitioned at the time. 20 years later, she's transitioned at the time. And there's a Chase Lounge in the garage, in the alley. And I was walking past that Chase Lounge, and I looked. No. Bad memories. But I swear that woman was in my spirit, and she told me to get that Chase Lounge. I said, no, I don't want the Chase Lounge. And it was so strong in my spirit. And me and my mother went over there, and we took that Chase Lounge and we put it in the house, right? My goodness. In Chicago, there was this warehouse. It was a hotel warehouse. Thank you, babe. A hotel warehouse. And we got some hotel draperies for $10. Chase Lounge was free. Draperies was $10. I reupholstered that Chase Lounge, and I swear that it was like this natural process. I've never done it before. And when I was taking it loose, I was like, I feel like I'm at home, right? And I'm just, and feeling good about it. And it turned out so beautiful. 15 years later, she still got that chase lounge in her bedroom. I still have the memories behind it. Yeah, bring it back, baby.
You need it?
Yes, ma'am. I still have the memories behind it, but that is what started Teena's legacy, that chase lounge. And I started it with just 4 girls in my house, in the living room, teaching them the basic trade of reupholstering furniture. And it was strictly a summer program. And as time and as things grew, Teena's legacy grew from 4 girls to 8 girls, from 8 girls to 16 girls. Now I work with kindergartners all the way up to 70-year-olds.
Did that with my class.
Did that with her class. And it's not just because my targeted population was African American women. So now in 2020, I work with all races, all ages, all genders, and it has been a beautiful experience, beautiful experience. So we're all stripped down.
It's like a montage.
Oh, wow. All right. So we stripped it down. So what is step 3?
Okay. Lift the stuffing out gently.
So we don't have to do this here. We're going to use the same stuffing because the stuffing is good. Now, you may find a chair where the cushion is sunk in, which means that you will have to remove the cushion and replace it with something new. It could mean that the springs have been broken. That's another workshop. And you will have to fix the springs in order for you to lift that sunkiness, it's not a word, but we're going to roll with it, and lift it back up, right? But this is good. This is good.
Lovely.
So we don't have to remove the cushions. What's next? What's next? Step 4.
Okay. Check the chair base.
Yep, we're going to check the base. This is 30, so you don't have to worry about the base. Sometimes when you take the fabric and stuff off and you strip it down, you will find cracks in it. You will find just instability in your chair, and that means that you will have to stabilize it. You can stabilize it with screws. You can stabilize it with wood glue, things of that nature. But this is good. All right, what is step 4, 5?
Or even like
Yep, let's see. What is step 5? Choose the right fabric. This is interesting because some people use, when you're choosing your fabric, it totally depends on the durability, on the wear of that chair. If you're going to have this chair and just put it in a corner, you can use fabric like cotton, you can use fabric like silk, things of that nature, because it's not gonna be a heavy wear. But if this is gonna be a couch, or if this is gonna be a chair that is going to be sitting in like every day, you need a real durable fabric. And they have this test called the double rub count. And it's just a test where they take the fabric and they rub it. They rub it so many times. I think it's like on some plastic or something, but they rub it on this machine so many times and until it wears, right? Until it wears, until it gets holes in it and stuff like that. So they're rubbing. If it gets to 25,000 rubs, that means that it's a durable fabric. So for upholstery fabric, we will look for something 25,000 and up. You have a rub test for 100,000. That's more for commercial, where people like in hotels and stuff like that, where people sit in the furniture like every day. But if you're in your home, 30,000 and up is a good rub count. This is a durable fabric, but this type of fabric, you wouldn't want to sit in it every day. Probably a once a week or just a show or something like that. But you will want something like a micro fabric is a very durable fabric for furniture, right? So, I lost my assistant. That's okay. No,
I can do it. I can do it. I'm sorry. My legs were tired. I was tired. I'm
Okay,
sorry. I
that's
had to
okay.
sit down.
Can you throw that away for me? So, choosing your right fabric, that's step number 5. And step number 6 is use the old patterns to make your new template. So, if you're a professional, you would just measure your seats from right to left, from back to front, and the same up here, and then you will just write your measurements. Or you can, Ms. Assistant, can you remove the tool and put it on another table so we can?
Yes.
Thank you.
Me.
Such an awesome assistant she is.
But I'm so cringy.
All right. So we are just going to lay the fabric out. All right. Like so. And what you're going to do is take your old fabric and then you're going to lay it right on top.
You need the scissors.
Yes, ma'am. Right on top of your on your new fabric. Just kind of spread it out. Like so. And then what you're going to do next is just pin it. Pin it down. You don't have to put 100 pins in it.
No.
You just pin it so you can stabilize the fabric on the new
Are
fabric.
you going to teach the people who don't know how to pin?
Well, I don't know. Alrighty. Yes. So we're going to pin like so. That's enough, babe.
What about this side?
We're good. Okay. So, depending on the type of chair you have, for this chair it's okay because this is a simple chair. So when you cut, you can either cut depending on the chair, give yourself an inch allowance for pull, right? Or if there's a chair like a wing back, you would have to cut as is, right? Because there's some sewing that needs to happen. So the pattern tells you exactly what you need to do. They already got the cuts, you know, it's already the right size. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna cut, like so. We're gonna cut. There we go. And we're going to cut here. We're going to give ourselves an inch allowance just in case. Only because the fabric stretches. That's why. I am not going to cut these notches here. Only because they are not as accurate as they always should be. So if you cut this just like this, it may not lay on your chair like you want it to lay. So we're just gonna leave this as is, and we're just gonna cut right around it. And I'm just giving myself an inch allowance, just in case, not really that necessary, but just in case.
I think that part would be.
And now you have your pattern. Like so. And now you know, because you labeled it here, inner seat, this goes up on the seat, on the back, this goes down like that. So you know exactly how to place your new fabric. Like so.
Should we take the
Yep, we're gonna take the pins out.
already took that one out.
Yeah. Can you take that out for me?
There you go.
There you have it.
Perfect.
Now, we are going to
Oh my god, my little thing.
find the seat. So with these type of chairs, you have different options. You can sew the pleat, you can do decorative nails, you can fold it,